Welcome to the Traders Show. This show is brought to you by Pepperstone. Pepperstone is an award-winning online global forex and CFD broker. It offers unparalleled service, exceptional pricing, and fast execution speed. Pepperstone gives you access into the global markets with more trading opportunities, first-class customer service, and peace of mind. Withdrawals are quick, and for those in Kenya, M-Pesa is enabled. Pepperstone Markets is regulated by the Capital Markets Authority. To open an account with Pepperstone, you can click the links on the descriptions below. Hello traders, welcome back to another episode of the Traders Show. So this is episode 3, season 2, and this time we're going back into trading, back into the charts. So we started off trading a bit, but we're now back into trading, and now we're going to be talking about the value of screen time. So majority of us, when we're trading, we use technical analysis, we use pattern recognition, we use indicators, technical indicators, and there's a process that you use to arrive at the pattern or the setup that you'll be trading. So how much time do you spend on the chart? What do you really look for in a chart? Where do you execute your trades? How do you set your entries? How do you set your exits? What do you look for in those things? There's a process to that, and I think that's what we are going to stress today. How you evolve from using multiple indicators to just settling on using one or two. How you evolve from having very many things on your chart to just having simple things, from having very many pairs to just having one or two pairs that you're focusing on. So we're basically going to focus on those 2 or 3 things. So we're going to specify a bit, so it's only about the screen time, and then next time we'll move into other topics. So
hello everyone. My name is Taras Lawi, and I'm glad to be here again for another episode. It's episode 3. As Ken has said, the topic of today is the value of screen time and how to use screen time to basically improve on your trading, improve on your idea generation, improve on how you understand how markets work. So basically, most of the, I think, according to statistics, most of the traders are technical traders, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So most of us we use our charts to generate ideas, and for that, so I think that is one of the main reasons why you can easily learn trading in, let's say, 1, 2 or 3 months, but it will take you some time to understand how markets work technically, like to get that feeling for the market, to understand the levels of the markets. Like it takes time, but to understand basically the principles of the markets is easy, but to understand how the markets work is now what will take you time to understand those levels, the patterns. Because actually, in terms of a chart work, that is one of the main challenges about technical analysis. It needs some level of creativity in you. So,
technicals.
Yeah, technicals. Fundamental is more factual. When this happens, this data speaks this about the markets, and you are supposed to react in a certain way. But technicals, everyone views their own technical in their own creative way. So it's how you develop that creativity in the markets that will help you have a technical edge in the markets. So today we're going to talk about the value of basically screen time, why we need to spend a lot of time not trading but watching markets. That is also very important. Like, the main job of a trader is actually not to just place trades, but actually to watch markets and wait for the setups that they trade. So we're going to talk about all that, the journey of developing your technical strategy, from using multiple indicators, as Ken has said, to specifying on a few things and just having a simple technical edge that allows you to exploit the market in a way. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to today's podcast. So I'm CK Caleb, and welcome to what we're going to talk about today. As Ken has said and Taras, talking about chat time, more or less. And I'm sure we're going to give you a few nuggets here and there, and you're going to really enjoy it. Apart from that, my week has been fine. I've had a wonderful week. We've had new students. We are having wonderful students showing up at our offices. So make sure you come and learn from us direct. It's much better than just listening to the podcast. The podcast will give you a head start, but if you can come for our classes at the office, it's very good. So we've had a wonderful week. Trading wise also has been good. And yeah, so I'm excited for today. And we're here to enjoy. Apart from that, so in everything we learn, man. So we're here to teach you guys. Cool.
Okay. So I think a good starting point is a question that I remember you were asking in the office, Lavi, some other time, and I never answered personally, but I was just listening in. I was doing some other work, but I was listening in when you and Caleb were talking about it, and you asked, like, is there first any edge in becoming good at technical analysis in trading?
Can you get an edge?
Like, can you get an edge
in technical?
The question was can technical analysis be a winning edge in the markets?
Exactly. So that was a very, very
Good question.
good question. And if you need to really think about it, because let's say if you're trading a particular pattern, there's no edge in saying like there's no pattern that you're trading that. No, like let's say if you use a certain indicator, you're not the only one who uses that indicator.
Yeah.
If you use a certain pattern, you're not the only one
Who sees it or uses it.
who uses that pattern. So if you think about it, there's much more to trading than just the basic pattern, right?
Yeah.
I think there's much more for you to make money than
Yes,
just
exactly.
seeing that pattern, right? That's why you're asking, is there any edge really in like knowing a
Technicals,
certain pattern or understanding a certain pattern? So I'm wondering, like, let's go back there. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Taras, you can start. What were you saying?
Yeah,
You brought
for
up
me,
the question.
that was a question I put on the table for us to crunch.
True.
And until now, everyone is still thinking so much about it. Like, hey, okay, can I just have a winning edge by being good at technical analysis?
For these people, just to understand a bit, what do you mean by edge?
An edge basically is a factor of your trading that helps you to over a range of trades or over a period of time, a long period of time, not just over one or two trades. Let's say over 2 years of trading. You can see that how you've been trading basically. Like for me, an edge in trading basically is, that's why I was asking that question specifically for technical analysis, because for me an edge in trading is your whole system, which cannot be just technical analysis. So for me,
Something
like
extra.
I look at a system that has traded for 2 years,
Yeah.
and I look at what has made this system sustainable, profitably, and consistently for over 2 years. That is like, I'll try and look at that system and look at what is the edge of this person. And most times, just even from learning from most developed traders or people who have been in the industry, most of them, or how I understand their story is not majorly, like their edge is not majorly on how they identify trades. Their main edge is how they manage the trades. Basically, how they manage themselves and how they manage the trades. So, idea generation for me, for that question, I think I'll say technical analysis can help you to a certain degree in developing a winning edge. Let's say a 30% degree in developing a winning edge. But technical analysis in itself, like you can't just say, me, I know this pattern and this is the pattern that makes me money. Like there are so many other things, there are so many other risks that can come in for you to destroy that pattern, even after you've entered the trade and you've put your risk parameter as well. You can enter the trade, yes. Psychological factors come in. Let's say you make 50% into the trade, you come out. You see, and the trade just falls into TP. Let's say you can get also emotional problems. Like again, trade goes close to your stop loss, forms some sort of a pullback again to your side, and you move your stop a bit. You see, so like there are so many other things that can make you easily destroy your technical edge. So for me, I believe technicals can just help you, like to some extent, yeah. Because also, I don't think, like for me, it's like that whole concoction of the trading principles. They all have to work. No matter, like we always say, you can't, let's say your edge is on just risk reward, and you have a hit rate of 10 or 20. No.
Yeah,
Exactly.
stuff.
And or let's say
You lose 90%.
exactly. And so like you look for risk rewards of 1:25. You see, so such edges don't work until all of them have balanced some way. Technicals 30, risks, risk and psychology the other 70%. That is how majorly you will create like an edge in the markets. Basically, like over a period of time, what makes you win consistently? That is the edge.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. And what was that before? What were you talking about before that?
What, the edge?
Mm-hmm.
For me or you?
You. Oh, are you asking me what is an edge?
Yeah,
exactly. So for me, the question I've answered. Yeah, for me that is my main point in terms of having an can technical analysis be a winning edge in the markets? No. Yeah. So
okay,
like it can't in its own.
Okay.
But you have to develop that 30% effectively.
Yeah.
Like how you view markets, how you understand markets, how you develop ideas, how you set up your targets, stop losses, take profits. Very important. Now, if you sort that out, the next job is working on your risk and working on yourself.
Okay.
At least that I think that is the main journey of a trader. You first learn some few things.
Yeah.
Learn a technical approach.
Yeah.
Then the rest follows as you learn how to trade now in the markets.
Yeah, because if I start off, I think so. Yeah, an edge to me is a personal, unique approach to the markets that helps you become a winner at the end of the day. Okay, so it's your own. I think people have different edges. Are different.
Yeah, exactly.
Your edge is not mine, and it's not easy for me to duplicate yours and make it mine. And one thing people should understand about technical analysis, what we keep saying. Technical analysis comes in two ways. It's an art and it's a science, or trading in itself.
Yeah.
So for me especially, I approach when we do principles, the psychometric tests, or me as a person, I don't even need to do psychometrics or anything. I'm personally a creative. That's why I'd go into study film and TV. It's what I enjoy. It's what I do, and my mind clicks to it. So in terms of my approach in the market, I think I just naturally gravitated sort of to the art side. And basically what I mean, or to my own understanding, what I mean by that is I believe like my way of trading is more artistic and Taras's way of trading is more scientific. And by that I mean my work is to be able to understand the patterns, the market structure, and how the market forms structures. Yep. So when I'm teaching in my class, if I take a blank screen, let's say I normally push the candlesticks to the far end, and I normally tell them, this is a canvas, and the market is going to paint on it, and it's my work to understand what patterns are repetitive that this market is going to draw, and I trade with it. Okay, so sort of it's like what you're saying. Sort of technical analysis gives you an edge to a certain point, because if you don't know technical analysis, or you don't know how to look at patterns, or you don't know how to read the charts, or to read what I'm saying, the painting the market is going to give, which is a very good analogy. I really like it. The market is painting, and it's my work to observe this artist and what the artist is doing in the market. And now, what you're saying, the 30%. So understanding this is a very important factor.
Yes.
Number one step. Taras's way, what now I believe in the scientific way, what I think what Taras does, he uses a fixed set of indicators that sort of help you understand what the technicals are saying. And what I mean by that, yours are fixed. There's no one day you'll wake up. I won't get into details. If you come for a class, Taras will teach you what he does. But Taras, you wake up, you're not looking for what pattern has the market formed, you know, all that. You're looking at, okay, what is the indicator telling me? It's fixed. It's always.
How does market react to certain fixed levels?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like gravity. How fast can I fall down if we're different weights? Okay. So that's what you're doing as well. It's fixed. You're not going to wake up today and say, hey, I don't trust in this indicator. Nataka yende juu kidogo. No. Yours is fixed. Yep. Every single day, every single week, as long as the indicators are forming. Now for me, and I tell most of my students, it's not an easy way. If you're not going to do what we're talking about, chart time, putting in the time and understand what are the repetitive patterns that are going to help me get an edge in the market, going to help you to a certain point. Because I remember some time back, especially when we're following AstroFX and all, I remember Sean Lee once posted, you normally come, take time on the charts, understand how to analyze the market as an analyst, and then all of a sudden you discover, oh shit, I need to understand risk management, trade management, psychology, you know, all those things. Then, and it's not you're going to wake up one day and just say, I'm just going to risk 1%, 0.1.
Yep.
It's a whole process that you're going to go through, which now combined will help get you that edge, which you're talking about. And I remember reading a few people on Market Wizards, and they normally say, for example, this guy really bombarded me. I think it's because we approach the markets more or less in the same way. Peter L. Brandt. So Peter L. Brandt is a chartist. He called himself a chartist, basically technical analysis, and he approaches the market by pure analysis. And to him, he's been trading for the past 40 years. I think even now he's clocked 50, because at the time that book came some few years back. I think he's clocked 50. And he's saying he's traded for 50 years and the charts just give him an edge of 30%, or rather a hit rate, not an edge, of 30%, 30 to 40. So meaning out of 10 trades, there's a high probability he's going to lose 7 times.
Like your pattern still lose.
Exactly.
More.
So understanding that, then now looking, okay, I can't just start system hopping, changing my strategy. How am I going to help this strategy become a winning strategy at the end of the day? So that's the time now you're working on, you looking for your edge. And it's not an easy journey, but it's a worth it. And part of it, you're going to need a lot of what we're talking about today, screen time. You're watching the markets, and screen time is not just screen time. You're trading this, what you're seeing. You're taking live trades, you're executing trades. Because I remember, if you look at us, something that really made us take a step back and we didn't really advance really fast, which is something for those people who are starting off. I don't want you to make the same mistake. There's a time we were out of the market, we were not raising real money for quite some time. Okay, we had balloon accounts. We weren't working. No one is going to give us some money, and it took us time to come back and get. So during that time, we traded a lot on the demo. And demo trading, man, I won't lie to you, it's easy. You'll spend chart time on that and think you have it. You have what it takes. But when it comes now to the real trading, now you get to know that that those other psychological
that is when now you start thinking about things like backtesting.
Exactly. Now you want to understand, okay, kumbe, I've just learned like 20%. What are the other 80% I'm going to do? So to me, I think I'll also come back to that same conclusion, sort of like Taras. Technical analysis in itself only will not really give you an edge. There's a lot of other things.
And when you mentioned the analyst part, I got even a better point. Technical analysis will help you become a good analyst.
For sure.
But now you now need to become a good trader after becoming a good analyst.
And there are people who do that full time. So they're trading analysts, guys who just...
Analyst unafika hapo unaachia hapo.
Unapelekea trader, okay, this is what I think the market is going to do, especially in hedge funds. That's what they do. Kuna mse taking risks and psychology that, cannot handle.
But you know how to analyze companies. Basically, you know how to read the books well, and you say, "Hey, boss, you know."
And these are the people you normally find most of the time.
Yes,
have come from universities, have studied economics. They know those nitty-gritty. But trading, you utenda shule ukalishwe, because there are those things. Because like I like the way Peter, the guy for 12 rules. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson. I like the way he says, the Greeks have a maxim, know thyself. And understanding that, utakuja gundua, once you start trading live, you'll come to understand that technical in itself is not everything. You have to know thyself. Taras' form of taking risk and mine, totally different. And I won't copy Taras. I won't copy Ken and start saying, Ken has this edge or this risk management strategy and he's making money. Nah. So I think those are my points. Ken?
Okay, I think you've said everything that I'd love to say on that. So I don't think I can add anything other than the fact that I've also thought about it, and I've actually thought about why. Because also when you're doing some things, you try and expound on them. Now it's for that reason that I've come to believe that it's hard to teach someone how to trade.
Ngumu.
Yeah, and that's why I also feel like there are two categories of people who teach people how to trade. There are people who will teach people the basic stuff. Obviously, nothing valuable. Like they'll just show you risk one, like nothing valuable.
Bet.
Yeah, and then there are people who will teach you how to think about markets, and you learn something profound, something valuable. But still, you won't turn to profitability until you spend enough time with the markets or enough time with the charts. To be able to develop that feel for the markets, right? So in a true sense, no person can teach you how to trade. You can only really...
So what can another person teach you? Like what does we teach? How are you helping this person?
You're giving them a roadmap on what is valuable for them to become good at trading.
But it's up to them to take that path.
Exactly. Because you can get lost. In fact, you'll get lost.
Guarantee.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time navigating on a map which doesn't work.
Yeah, true.
But you can have a map which leads you to a certain destination, and if you navigate with it well, you'll get there.
More or less what Ray Dalio says. So you're entering this jungle.
Yeah. Now you need a map.
True.
Because once you come, like if you attend one of our course programs, I think the basic thing that we want you to do, if you think about education, the whole essence of education is teaching you how to think.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah. If you
And that's what, just in a light note, that's what you said you'll teach your kids.
Exactly.
How to think.
How to think.
For themselves.
For themselves. That's the best gift. When you go to school, if you understand how to think, you've gotten educated. If you accumulate a lot of facts and you don't understand how to think, you're just
okay, factual.
Exactly. You just have the information.
True.
So getting a real education is basically learning how to think, right? So if you have learned how to trade, what we basically teach you is how to think about trading. Don't come into trading thinking about how you'll triple your money. No. Think about making modest returns consistently.
True.
You get?
Basically, we help someone understand how markets work.
Exactly.
Because most people come into trading and they don't have an idea of how markets work. Actually, they have a wrong idea, not an idea. They have a wrong idea
Of how markets
so
work.
you need to change that idea into a right idea.
A right idea. You get? So when you go into an education program, that's what you should be looking for. But unfortunately, most people don't think that way.
Yeah.
They think what you should be looking for is that strategy which will
Exactly. And like I've been talking to a lot of clients.
Home run.
Sorry, I've been talking to a lot of clients recently. And a lot of them ask me, so after this 1 month class, will I be able to be profitable?
True.
And, I always reply them with the truth and I always tell them no. See, after this class, you'll have a roadmap of how markets work. Now it's for you to take time. And I tell them that it will take time for you to now, like usha understand that roadmap. Now asa to start that journey. Ushajua hii safari inaweza enda hivi.
Blueprint.
Yes. Now starting the journey now. Exactly. Ndio unaanza sasa, si ati sasa umemaliza class utaanza kuwa profitable. Ndio umeanza safari sasa. Nyingine sasa ilikuwa just preparing you for the journey, unaona? Ni kama sasa let's say today we are going to hike Mount Everest. Then asa the first 3 weeks kwanza tuna prepare tu. Tunaambiwa this level itakuwa hivi, this other level tutakuwa hivi.
Kuna snow
hadi
here,
tufike
point here.
Exactly.
But now sasa kutembea that mountain.
Exactly. Ndio sasa ndio umeanza tu after that preparation.
Sasa basically and then after preparation atakuwa huko.
Teleport.
Good exactly. Yeah. So tunakusaidia tu kujua like this is what it will take. This is what maybe if you do this right, this can work. If you do this wrong, if you take this path, this won't work. And now someone, I don't know. So okay, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
But most people come with that idea of okay, will I start earning money after you finish your class? They think it's a click.
One approach when you're doing the technical analysis, so any analysis, then you take a trade. Let's say there's this pattern you've seen, you've taken a trade. Now kila mtu, let's say may have the same pattern, sisi wote. Yeah, si wote tumeingia same pattern, same mountain we are climbing. Okay, but let's take the analogy of a trade. Now in terms of the outcome of the results of that trade in my P&L, of course it will fluctuate between the 4 or 3 of us. Same analysis, same sort of let's say edge, but outcome management and risk management totally different.
What I make 1500, we have to make 3000, ule mwingine ata make hata nothing.
We took the same amount of size ni nini, but the way we
exactly huko ndani tu exactly
mwingine give up, mwingine akachukua wrong route, mwingine amefollow path to
exactly.
I'm hold on. And I think I like the way Steve Barnes, the guy we follow on IG. Steve Barnes, he said a very good analogy in Chekesha. He said when you enter a trade, when it's going to your direction, you suddenly become a day trader or a scalper. In another direction yako,
you're willing to be out.
Him just come out. But all of a sudden when it's going to loss, you're a swing trader.
There's a whole other school there. Yes.
It changes everything.
It's the same thing we said. When you're winning, you're very fearful. And that is when you should be hopeful that this trade will work.
Exactly. And
when you're losing, fear hata hakuna. There's no fear, hata uogopi hata utalose. Sasa una hope to that it should be the opposite. Lakini that's a good thing.
You can, the way mnasema, you can guide someone to know but for him to do what it takes kuwa hopeful
basically now the mental gym, as we talk about the mental gym.
There's no one who thinks about being fearful. They just find themselves fearful.
Unapata ngoma ingia tu trade ikakupata huko ndani. You are not even prepared for it. It's just a trade ikigo against me, how will I be? Like what will be my mental state? Wasa kanga amefikiria about your stuff.
True. Ajifanya mental rehearsal.
Mental rehearsal. Did you can against me?
Niko down kwanza
mental rehearsal. If it's going against you and you've done mental rehearsal, because you're more or less like the student I had yesterday. I was teaching in the evening. She was like, I showed her one of the trades. Remember, wait, one second. You'll say your point. You remember last year there's a trade I took ile osidole yangu short and I stayed almost 1 month. Ile week after week naingia tu inaenda ina pull back kidogo inaendelea. So I had the student yesterday, I was showing her that trade. She was like, how do you sleep, how do you teach me while this trade is running? Wezani na hiyo I think sasa chat time yake ku understand. That's why I think she was really saying how she does scalping. Because
and you know when people say that, what they don't understand is when you say you can't hold a trade, or when you execute a position and you can't let it run or just be comfortable and sleep, what you'll do is you'll end up managing your anxiety.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Now sasa agenda yako, your objective is not to make money, is not to manage the trade, is not to even watch the markets. First of all, ni anxiety ishe, because when this anxiety is over, now you can sit comfortably and even see markets. That's why you'll see people saying,
that's a good point.
You'll see people
manage
saying,
anxiety.
Niliona hii trade itaenda huko, aliona lakini he's not in. Why? Because alitoka manage anxiety, so the anxiety is now over, and then now the trade takes the clear path to the target.
Na retrace uko nje tu.
So it's a very very dangerous thing if you're not aware that that's what you're doing, because subconsciously you're managing your anxiety. To trade well, you must be very comfortable with that discomfort, that element of I could lose 1%, 2%, and just focus now on the markets. You're not really focused on I could lose 1% or 2%. Exactly.
Like I could pay trauma.
You see, it's not none of my concern. You get?
And in all this technical analysis now, what we're talking, the topic, where does the chart time come in?
I feel like the chart time first comes in.
Did you say your point? You're saying I believe. Anyway,
it was quite important.
You're saying I believe.
It was in line with what you're saying, but anyway,
okay.
I'll remember.
The chart time.
So when it comes to chart time, I think first of all, chart time is very, very important in you timing markets. And
timing.
Exactly. Timing and knowing I should be in, I should be out. I should be in, I should be out. I feel like also there are people who don't know that art. And that is where now the edge comes in. Like for me now, I'm learning that a clear edge that I'm aiming to develop is being selective. Very selective.
Not taking any
trade. I've come to understand that for you to be right on a particular trade, you have to be right on the setup, you have to be right on the direction, you have to be right on the timing.
True. Because what we like saying, you can be right in the direction but wrong on timing. Which will still render you wrong.
Very, very wrong. You get good trades, and I'm sure all of you will agree, good trades run to your targets directly.
Smoothly.
I agree.
Good trades are, you're in sync with any art of trading.
It's just ticking your boxes.
It's effortless. Someone said it perfectly, like a good trade is effortless. Once a trade starts requiring effort,
you could manage anxiety.
You could strain, that's not a good trade.
Yep.
A good trade is effortless. Like it just flows. Like good trading it's flawless. Quite boring, flawless. Aina anxiety mingi, aina adrenaline nyingi. It's like water, flawless, like you're saying hivyo. I think the minute trading yako imeanza kuwa stressful,
discomfort,
that is where you
and
go
I'm telling
wrong.
you, every single time my trading has gotten stressful, I've lost money.
That's true.
Every single time.
Unangana kumanage stuff.
Because you lose objectivity.
Lazima niangalie trade itaranaje, niangalie hii masaa nini.
You're watching it the whole day.
Yo, sasa ukiona tu umeanza kuingia into those habits, Sasa at those points, start going flat.
True.
Just go out of the market, take some time off, come back now. Again, equate tena to effortless.
And that's, I think, a good lesson which you should, it's part of what you guys were saying. You need to understand how the markets work.
Exactly.
Good trades, number one, are effortless.
Itaenda.
Analyze edge, your edge stick, I mean your checklist system imetik kila kitu. Ukiingia tu
Bas.
hivyo. And effortlessly can also be in the wrong side.
Exactly.
Si ati tu TP iliendewa tu hivi. Kuna zile umeingia market na kushow
Directly.
you were wrong.
Adiko stop loss.
Hata uargue na hii market, una take that loss. It was a very good trade. Ili take your things, but market is not perfect.
Exactly.
Inaenda straight to loss. So that I think is a good.
So when people now believe that they can also cheat that process of becoming good, because once you put in the screen time, that's the only way you'll be good at knowing now this is the trade.
Exactly.
Because once you're not watching markets on a frequent basis, like I was telling Lawi, there are some trades I see, it's off my scope. Like it's not a pattern that I trade, but you can just see this trade and it's a feel you have for
yeah.
and this market is just going to a certain level, and you put in risk and that market just goes directly
Exactly.
to
Now
that
about
level.
that point, I'd like you to stress for these people that doesn't just come.
It takes a
Exactly.
long time.
That doesn't just come. That
Exactly.
feel of the market. After could you even tell me, Ken said you get a feeling. I had a feeling for this.
Utapata kama feeling yeah.
Because you have to be really smart about differentiating between intuition and intuition. So you can wish. There's wishful
As much
thinking.
as you can.
And wishful thinking is also stressful. Seriously, hii trading yangu nakwambia inakuwa very philosophical. Like trading also has those elements which you can't teach someone. You have to develop for themselves. You have to come up with your own principles or your own beliefs about how the thing works.
Exactly.
You get? There are people who believe it's mechanical. They use mechanical systems. They can't. But me, I'm leaning more on the side of there's some element of just knowing just how this thing is, just going with that flow, like understanding tunatoka hapa tunaenda hapa, right now it's time to stay out, the winds are still too bad, come back in, like just go with it. Flow
State.
Flow with the market.
And I think this is what Douglas calls the psychological zone.
Exactly.
That state you understand the flow of the market. Imende hivi vile tunasema you're flowing, let me stay out.
Exactly.
Not a good time. Anytime. And it's sort of what, if you read books, kina Jesse Livermore were able to build. Remember that time Jesse Livermore me trade, make good money, akaenda holiday. Akiuko he reads the newspaper. And he put at very all-time highs. Ako tu no feeling this cannot be right.
Exactly. Need this
Quit
thing.
holiday.
Go back to the office.
And execute trade. And most of the time, those are the ones he made the biggest
money. Yeah.
So I feel like also in trading now, those are things you can't really pass on to people.
It's not inherited.
It's not inherited. It's acquired. Like
True.
You really first have to understand like how you think, and then you have to frame that with how you think about markets. Then you have to develop your own way, your own style that now will make you either profitable or profitable to some levels, and then sometimes not profitable. Any things will just fall
And
into.
on that same point, I've been reading on the books I've been reading. I think this imeandange change, but where I'm settled now is like with what I've been reading from the book Playbook, Mike Bellafiore, when he was interviewing the shark trade. Remember when I was telling you remember there was these two traders. I think it was Kina Richard Dennis when they were starting Turtle. It was the Turtle traders. I think it was a challenge to know if trading is acquired or you're born with it. So that was the challenge they were doing. I don't remember what they called.
Right?
Yeah, it can be taught or it's talent.
So yeah, that's what they were. So they hired traders to do that. So I think really where I'm leaning to now is that anyone can acquire this skill. All it needs is a lot of hard work. A lot. And people are not willing to put that. It's the same way you're saying. Like, for example, mine took, honestly speaking, about 3 to 4 years to understand how leverage works. leverage on its own. Means some online in any, but leverage, understanding. And these days I like to enlighten people in my class. Your introduction. Nikifikanga leverage, I'm very happy. Kitambo, I used to be leverage. But right now, once I got the click and understanding how I can explain to someone, if you have a leverage of 1 to 10 and the market moves up 1%, you can make a maximum of 10% return. Now I break down vizuri. Ini account ya Taras with the 1:1 risk average, 1:10 ya Ken, 1:100 ya Caleb. Let's take how much maximum returns and loss these two can make when the market moves a certain amount of distance. Okay, and I like to teach that class, and it adds up. All of them understands. But anyway, so my point was, anyone, for those guys who are watching, anyone can learn this, but the amount of time you're going to have to outwork that trader next to you. And I remember I was telling Ken yesterday that Shaq is one of the best performing traders in SMB Capital, and he was being mentored. He was a mentee for someone called, I've forgotten his name, but that guy is very good. He was even rated the top 3 analyst. There was a year he was rated top 3 analyst by Yahoo Finance for that year in New York. So what I was telling Ken is when Shaq came in, he was one of the people SMB, Kina Mike and Spencer were like, hey, will this person go very far? And I'm sure most of people can relate this. Can this person go very far? Is he going to understand how the markets work? Okay. But what Shaq did, he came with very bad psychology. He was alcohol tempered. Market has gone against him. He's angry. He's doing what Ken is saying, is managing anxiety instead of managing the trade. So in terms of system analysis, he was bad. But that guy sat next to his mentor every single day, watching and understanding what he's doing and iterating, like him is duplicating, doing exactly what this guy is doing. Ikafika point, this guy was coming up very, very fast. Accounting a grow. Now, like it took him 1 year to become a profitable trader. 1 year. And luckily for him, not for everyone it's the same.
1 year.
This guy was under mentorship by millionaire traders.
Kuna kina Brett, exactly. Dr. Brett mwenyewe. Imagine Dr. Brett akinimenta Ken. Hapa na nyiwa wili hata mnisaidia.
You're with them every day, and it took him 1 year. Okay, and people are different, so it took him 1 year. Yep. So from then, sasa siamanza kubuild a track record. It's growing. Now this mentor of his, ilifika point kina Mike wakamuita akasema, hey you guy, this guy is going to surpass your P&L how in terms of his account. Kutoka yo day, because this other guy used to be a fun guy, and uko ampenda kujenjoy yuko New York going out. Yes, money. From that day, that guy used to sit. If Shaq is in the office, he's in the office. When Shaq has not come in today, he won't come. Off. When Shaq is there, hivi nikavle tuko na Kiniti kwa office. Kiniti anatoka 9. Natoka 9:30. You get? So anyway, what I'm basically saying is this guy acquired the skill through a lot of hard work, a lot of persistence, and working on yourself. Exactly. Like he was now when he became really good, he was mentoring another lady, and your lady, he was just giving that lady, ni alikuwa anamwambia analysis to understand it. The easy part. Alikuwa anamsuggestia books, the psychology, like kina Brett, kina Mark Douglas, like read these books. This is what his trading is all about, managing, And this guy, one skill he very acquired that he became very, very good is his fact of coming out of a losing trade and changing. It's called a flip trade. He was very good at flip trading. Meaning, market may end against his hypothesis. He changes very fast and takes that other trade and goes with it. And Kina Mike was like, wow, this guy is crazy. He became very, very good at that flip trading. And many, in a hard skill.
Flipping side.
Me trading.
To flip your account.
But then that's my point. I got skill. True, the flip account. 0 to 100 to 0, really. Yeah, but trading is a skill you can acquire through.
On the same question,
hard work.
You asked chat time, where does it come? You see, Ken is still on flipping. For me, like I get this, like I wonder so much, and I feel so bad about some people who come into trading. For me, I believe the value of chat time is not even more important for me who I'm 5 years into the markets. It's more important for that person who is in 1 month into trading. And now these are the people who, when you hear about their trading, they do it early in the morning, akiamka anaangalia markets 7 to 8 na kile trader nda job ataangalia tena jioni. And this person thinks he's a trader. Atunje mungu kwa markets akona account ya $300, yes, ana trade in the morning. Yeah. But
can you become by the good part-time trader?
I know.
Can you?
You know, the goal of trading is to be not good. Good enough is not good. Good is the enemy of great. Goal is great. You cannot become exceptionally. Hey bro, your work is to make $1 to become 100,000 to become 200. Now you're doing it part time. Kwani
ni busy zingine ni gani hapo?
That imekushikilia hivyo utaki.
Unless you're just in the beginning years of your trading,
you're
trying to stabilize yourself as you learn how to trade.
Okay.
But you've been trading 20 years, but you're in the side hustle.
You're not even good in trading.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're good in trading, you want to do it part time.
You want to do it part time, exactly, because I think trading comes with some level of freedom, which I think most other jobs can't offer you. The moment you become great at it. So, Miss Yoni, there's no way, bro. You're so great at making money,
exactly.
And you already have someone else who is not in the business of trading. Unafanyia uko hardware, ama you're doing some other manufacturing business as your main job. I know. I don't think so.
And that thing, I think it blinds
maybe
many
just
people,
you can become maybe a good business person now. Get
what do you mean with good business person? As in you learn it from trading or what?
Like trading is still your main job, but you are now a businessman.
Yeah, I'm asking. You start off from the opposite side.
I start off how?
You become
business, nijenge supermarket.
Temo in pilot. Sasa tena ukuja huko trader mzima.
Na bado trading ni
meaning what? You switch.
Piloting the full-time job.
And you still at it.
Asa aje bro.
Yeah, there are differences what you are saying. Bado uko same hapo bana.
Hawezi.
Sasa uko hewa huko. Na market zina flash
maybe
crash.
Just as you're learning. And some do from piloting usiku unasoma markets. Then you accumulate some money, quit piloting. The money you have from piloting, now poteza some to the markets, learn, then that becomes a full-time job.
But what do you think?
Anyone who wants to become a trader must be willing to do it full-time.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yes, at the very end.
Not even at the very end. Ikifika tu hapo 50% hivi kianza kuclick. Inafaa kuwa ushatoka into
because look, it's what we keep saying.
Kasi tuliingia full time at 5%.
Hata uelewi
the market.
Hata system
hauna and you're there full time.
Yeah. So, and it's like what we keep saying. What do Kinadalio say? This thing is harder than Olympics. Kipchoge is running every day and compete with the person next to him. Trading it's immensely hard. It's harder than understanding anatomy. You keep telling me kuna quote unapendanga kuquote ule mso ghost of a chance. Just say it. Just tell these people again, the ghost of a chance guy. You don't understand. Unashikanga
ile la kwagaje kenda na moto.
Do you remember it?
Just Bernard Baruch.
What do you say?
For you to become good at trading, you must be willing to study it like a medical student studies anatomy. And in addition to that, you must have the sixth sense of a clairvoyant and the cool nerves of a gambler. If you have all these things in check,
you stand
a ghost of a chance.
Not even a chance, a ghost.
Pardon me, a ghost.
And we took the first step. No shall study anatomy, uko deep.
Uko na hadi cool nerves of a gambler.
Unakelea, yani risk haikushtui tena. You can take risks.
Yes. You have the cool nerves.
And you take risks and you're cool. Si ile yesa jo msema you take risks and you can't sleep.
Ile tuwezi lala, usije umeweka 2%. Ama ukilose 2% akili
unakuwa paralyzed.
Exactly. Mood squeeze uongeleshi watu sijini. Sio. Ndaka cool nerves. Jamaa amelose hata $100,000 lakini huwezi jua.
Kwanza
tulia tu.
So that one needs you to engage trading full time.
Trading is a psychological game. I think that's the conclusion. Like
exactly
90% of the game is psychological. From identifying the trades to making money to keeping money, to multiplying money at high
It's all
rates.
psychological.
And Ken,
Psychological.
you do teach psychology in our classes. What do you teach?
Hey, what do you tell these people? Because like sometimes you enter that class and stay for 3-4 hours.
you know,
Unaambianga nini?
Okay.
Can you teach someone psychology? Can you teach someone?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's reverse it.
Mm.
Have you yourself learned psychology?
Yes.
You have, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
I've learned most psychology from the markets. Nime learn
Myself.
psychological theory from reading.
You've learned the theory from reading.
Yes.
I've learned it from myself.
And you've also learned it from the market.
From the markets.
Right.
Trading, yes.
What is the difference between the two?
Between the two, what? Reading and market.
The one from the
Exactly.
markets teaches you. The one from the market, I think, teaches me.
The one for the book gives me awareness.
Awareness to you get to know
That
it.
is exactly the point.
But say a market,
And
unaifeel.
the point that I always start with is,
Yeah.
if you have never traded a live account, everything that I'll tell you in this class, you'll understand it once you start trading.
Okay.
So you've given unampatia awareness.
Exactly.
Okay.
Everything that I'm telling you here, hawezi ukisoma fear see the same number.
It's same for me. Like the class I had
You get?
on Wednesday. They've never traded. They've never blown an account. So when I teach them risk, I'll tell them, hii mtaelewa risk ni nini.
Mpaka mwingie huko.
Hii tu ni theory.
You get?
But until you start feeling that risk of falling short,
Bas.
ndio utaifeel
And
sasa.
that's why I'm telling you, the whole point of what we are doing is making someone think about some things. Ukianza kuwa emotional, uspanic ati kwa nini nanifanyikia? Naelewa kumbe sasa ndio ile kitu niliona kumbe.
This is what Ken told me.
Exactly. You get? Because it's the same thing like for us.
Yeah.
When you go into like a book like Trading in the Zone or the works of Dr. Brett,
Yeah.
the whole essence of going through those works is to understand some things, like to think about some things as they happen, like to frame some things. That works as like in a van tap.
And I think these books, as we really enjoy them because of the experience we've had in the market. So everything makes sense.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Book ya Brett asome na J-Trade.
And that is why I was
Like,
telling you now.
like streaks. A perfect example is streaks.
Losing streaks.
Winning streaks, losing streaks. Like ukisoma kwa book utaona venye winning streaks zimekumsea euphoric. Alafu wewe win, unajipata sasa wewe ndio uko in hiyo euphoria.
Hiyo ni guarantee state tutafikia.
Exactly. Like you're like, wow, kumbe yenyewe hivi sasa ndio ile kitu yenyewe. The perfect example you are saying, hoping in a loss. Ni stuff utasoma alafu jipate sana.
Hizi vitu I swear you
It's
always
not that by reading you'll avoid them, but at least you'll be aware. Kuna ule ana hope na yuko hata aware na hope.
Najua ni
Sasa
mbaya.
huyo hata ako
Yaani
mgonjwa.
ndio-
but sasa like
Hata
pia
ni mgonjwa zaidi.
but tunasema pia like there's that like yes you know but still now the reality of the market overcome the fact that you know it.
Ayo ni subconscious mind. Ina overpower the conscious mind obviously. So that's why
Exactly.
it takes repetition. Like you even have to, and that's why like some tips you use them. Like for me, I always tell people in your plan create rules.
Yes and fit.
When I get rules will help you cement that idea of this is how I should be trading. Like a simple rule, never move a stop loss. Such that if you move stop loss, it's not that you're hoping that is the problem. It is that I'm breaking a certain
Like you know a
rule.
mistake you did.
Exactly. Like I'm breaking a certain rule that was in the plan. It's not really ati na avoid hope. Hope naye lazima itakuwa. But there's
But
a
that's why
rule
you create
that this hope can only get to this point.
This level, yeah.
That's why you have a stop loss point.
And that's why you have a plan in the first place to help you navigate through this emotional roller coaster you're going to go through.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, so that's part of the value of screen time, watching markets for a very, very long time.
Yes.
I think like we've said, among us, we've watched markets now for about 15 years combined. So this is the 16th year.
I think even more.
Each of us, it's now the sixth
The
year.
6th year.
The 6th year.
We
yeah.
graduate. This
Exactly.
year is the
So
year
watching
we're going to
markets-
make killings.
And we've been watching markets, I think, on a daily basis. I can assure you that among the three of us,
Like out of the 350 days in a year,
in a
300
year,
more
at
than
least
330.
320 days.
Yes.
Watch market.
Watch
That's why I'm
markets.
watch markets. That one I'm sure, certain, 100%. Tracking markets to see what is happening on a day-to-day basis. And not for just 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Sometimes for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So you can be sure we've spent quite some time on the charts. We know there's some people who have spent more time on the charts, but I also think that time we've spent on the charts is not very, very little. That's why you have sometimes you can tell when people say they have a certain feel for things, and certain things that you're saying. So if you're starting out, keep watching the charts on a day-to-day basis. Ukiacha kuwatch charts, 3 weeks ujaona charts, umeenda tena another 1 month,
and
ujaangalia charts.
That is one indicator I use to see if someone will be successful in trading.
Exactly.
Those people who come for classes, naangalianga tu namuuliza, okay, have you practiced what I taught you on value area trading?
Do you know where gold is trading today?
Tukaa hizo tu.
Simple things.
Cheki, leo ama as they come for the next class nawambia, uliona that magnet trade on euro yen?
Kwanza euro yen. We were joking the other day.
Hengi hawakuona.
We were joking the other day in the office with one of our interns. What's his name? Eugene. You remember again? He was saying, it was you, Taras, actually. When he came for the interview to be an intern, you asked him, what markets do you trade?
What's your favorite pair?
Akasema, ilikuwa euro yen.
Yes, euro yen.
Ilikuwa euro yen. Ulimuuliza nini?
Where
did euro yen close yesterday?
Dash. Outside, I did nothing, nada. Yeah, so
exactly.
That's what Ken is saying. Spend that chat time.
Chat time is very important.
Si tukianza, my friend. Nakumbuka, tulianza mbali. If you look at, tulikuwa kwa bed sitters huko.
And you can see even your like your charts evolving. Like I wish ningekuwa na some of the screenshots I had when I started trading.
You don't have them?
I think you can put them on the
zilipotea na ile laptop. Okay.
But bana ungeona chat yangu hata sijui ilikuwa na make aje decisions na hiyo chat, lakini go everywhere to and anywhere. There was nothing, yani there was no structure. So you can see that evolution. At least you can see that progress. Now you can break down a chart. Now you have some accuracy.
It takes time you add your chart, like chart work. Me remember first time when we were learning how to trade, tulianza na MT4.
Kuanalyze pia?
Kuanalyze markets. Ilikuwa MT4. Watu wanajua trading view.
Yeah, true. Hata nakumbuka I have a few screenshots with.
Yeah, so MT4 was the main.
You have used all of them?
How did we do that?
Listen, sasa. So we were using MT4. Then after a while, I don't think if I'm the one who noticed trading view Malims. Then we shifted. Then Ken that time was at home. Then us and Malims were staying together. So we were now learning trading view. Trading view was lit, very good features, more tools, a good user interface. And Ken comes to Namsho. Ken, move away from MT4. There's a better charting software. Ken alikata. Ken was like, I'm in shares MT4 yangu. Exactly. So but after a while he came to understand it, to move fully into trading view.
And that's also not to say that trading MT4 is bad.
Not to say that MT4 is bad. It's just like what you've
more or less understand.
Yes, understand na basically kitu umezoea tu kutumia. But now in line with the trading view topic, Pepperstone. So Pepperstone is
number one
forex broker in Kenya. They are located at Parklands Oval Towers.
Yeah, it's more or less in Westlands.
Yeah, Westlands. Yeah, Westlands, Parklands, Apple, around that
near Westgate.
Yeah, near Westgate. So Pepperstone recently, first of all, they've revamped their brand from red to blue.
Yep.
So we are now blue. Trio Media is blue. Financial Hub is blue, and Pepperstone is blue. I wish I was a Chelsea fan.
Sadly, you're not. I have blue today.
Yeah, you have blue today. It's a blue month. Yeah. Blue in the MT4, I hope.
Of course.
Exactly. So Pepperstone have revamped their colors from red to blue. So if you see that change, nani in kampuni ingine tena is still Pepperstone. And another thing, apart from that rebranding, they've
very
also,
awesome future.
Yes,
a new one.
A very awesome future. We've been waiting for it. They've been saying it's on the works, and finally, I think this week is when they've launched it. Feature on trading view. So basically, I think most of us traders, most of us, like actually not most of us, not all traders, but let's say most post 2013, 14 traders. Most of them use trading view.
Yep.
Most all traders still use MT4, Kina Gitosh, and most other people, Kina Medi. But now most of us new traders, we use trading view, and I think it has grown so much. I think even every day on Instagram, Twitter, I just see trading view screenshots. So most of us are using trading views, and I think that this is a very, very good competitive edge for Pepperstone. They are now the only broker in Kenya, or even I think
less in Kenya.
Yeah, in Kenya. And even more or less in Kenya, who have been able to now integrate a way that you can trade directly from TradingView to your account. So basically there's a feature on your TradingView panel. At the bottom there's a panel called the trading panel. If you click on trading panel, you'll see Pepperstone there.
We'll just create a video for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I will get that.
And only like
exactly.
if I normally look, well, it's only other 2 or 3 others that have
very few.
FXCM and another one.
Yes,
only
very few others.
So that means Pepperstone is also a very, very big brand.
Yeah, exactly. So now you can trade directly from TradingView. That means fast executions.
Si lazima utoke.
Si lazima you move from TradingView to MT4 to see trader to execute your trade. So you directly move
everything in one place.
Yes, everything in one place. Execute your trades there, close them there, and I think that's a very, very important feature. I can't wait to use it. Yeah. So
so we've actually signed up for it.
Yes, if your broker doesn't have that feature, move on to Pepperstone ASAP. So that will, I think it will also help like a lot of traders who are majorly scalpers, people who take quick trades, because most times by the time you move into MT4, the traders move, let's say 5 pips, 10 pips. To some people, 10 pip move is very valuable. But for you, around 50 pip person, 10 pip, you can still enter. So, but most traders who are scalping, taking quick trades, that's a feature you don't want to miss. So that's something good from Pepperstone. Kudos to the team. Anything else about from chatting?
I think for me that's pretty much it. Just go spend more time on as we've said, especially if you're a new trader, even if you're a good trader. And by screen time we don't spend that. You spend to even angalia to like a drunk person the whole day. Nikao kutu dunia yako. Analyze, backtest,
exactly.
Go back, look at how patterns were forming back then. How can your system work? I trust me, that is going to give you a lot of confidence in trusting and trading your system.
And actually, nowadays I try and tell people more of that. Like when you're trying to build your chart time, build it in terms of you're building it and you're still trying to backtest something. See, like after you've learned, let's say for 4 months, let's say you've been taught a few strategies. Let's say as we teach in our class, we teach 3 strategies. So someone has a grasp of a strategy. The best way now is take a month, first check it out. Then after that month, still check, like it's still a chart work, but now in terms of back testing. Now move back into the years, try and see it. Even you don't even need to like gather data first. Just go back into 2010 and just look at it. Tuangalia to come. Then after that, now you filter out, let's say magnet and let's say yours. So now back in a third trend line bounce. Now
let's look how it's
perfectly now. Backtest that in terms of gathering data,
key support levels.
Exactly. So all this shows you that trading is a journey, yani ni safari yani. Si ile ati tunamaliza kuplan then uko kwa mountain juu. It will take you time. So jipange tuna hizo vitu zote and understand that even after you've learned technical analysis to some point, it's still not the winning edge in the market. The winning edge is here. How you handle your psychology, how you handle yourself, how you manage your trades, how you choose not to be in certain trades, how you choose to be in certain trades at a certain time, at a certain risk. So that is now what makes us successful in trading and consistent. So I think that is it for today. We've managed to
that's pretty much it.
Deliver some content.
So guys, I'm wearing a Financial Hub
t-shirt.
I'm just showing them.
Okay. So you guys have seen. If you're interested in wearing the brand, holla at us. We're selling them. So once you just make your orders, we'll make one for you. Join the big community, man. Spread the gospel. The gospel is huge.
We're here to stay.
We're here to stay. So hit us up. We'll sell it to you for only 1,000 bob. You can have a F-Hub t-shirt.
And you represent the brand.
Exactly. Join the community. Peace.
We'll see you guys soon.
See you.